All right, welcome to week 6. We're going to be talking about wardrobe selection. All right, so on our journey to be an expert, because that's what we're going to be, right? When we get to the end of this, to be an expert, we are going to put the pieces together that we've been talking about so far. So we'll get some of the terms and the lexicon that we've had. We've talked about fashion personality types, and personal styling. We've talked a little bit, we talked about color selection and body types. So we're going to be putting those pieces together to select a wardrobe now for our people, right? So for this module, this part of the lecture at least, we're going to be putting together, these factors. So we're going to be talking about fit and color. So we've talked about that with body types, and we'll be talking about style, which is part of the fashion personality. We're talking a little bit about fabric and quality, and care. So we're going to talk about all these factors that fit into a style. So we're going to talk about also some styling rules, also some rules too. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this lecture. So Marc Jacobs, American designer, celebrity American designer, says that, style, right? Great style only comes from being true to oneself, one's taste, and one's value. And as a stylist, you will have to help your client determine their self, their taste, and their value. And you have done that through, you've learned the process through our styling activity and our project, right? First piece of it. And you're going to continue those with our next styling activity, and then your final project. So what are we going to be talking about in this part of the lecture? So like I said, we're putting all the pieces together before we move on to the business part, because that's going to be the last piece that we're going to move on to, the business, like how to make this, how to be an expert and make money at being an expert. All right. So some of the things we're going to be talking about style and fit in a different manner than we've been talking to. We'll talk about how to determine accurate clothing fit. We'll talk about measurements, which we talked about a little bit with body types. We'll review some color, even though we dug into it. We're going to talk about color harmony, and complementary, monochromatic, and some ideas around what colors define, not necessarily which personality types, but what some colors mean in terms of dressing. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to be talking about quality, right? So we'll understand the difference between good, better, best. So excellent, good, and poor quality. And we'll also do, not in this lecture, but underneath this lecture, there's an activity on cost per wear. So how to convince or to explain to your clients that some things it's better to get better quality things, right? So when we talk about some of those fashion basics, we'll talk about that. Again, we'll talk about style, how it relates to individuals and body types. We'll talk about some foundational garments that we need to make sure that our clients are aware of how important they are. And then we'll specifically talk about 2 types of garments. So we'll talk about denim and jackets. We'll talk about those. And then we'll finish up with care, because part of, again, you being an expert is by understanding your client's personality and their personality type. Also understand how they're going to care for their items, right? Are they a dry clean fanatic? Do they love everything washable and wearable? How often are they going to be wearing these garments? So how often should they be laundering? We'll talk about care. So we'll finish up with care as well. Okay. So moving on to the next slide, we are going to talk about the selection factors, right? So these are the main things that are important for for us being an expert, right? So you've already gotten fashion personality types. So that kind of fills in the style piece. We've talked about colors. We got some color theory. So we're going to dive a little bit into some more colors. So seasons and relationships to clothing, and we'll get to color in a second. But then we haven't really talked about quality at all, right? So fit does tie into style, but we haven't talked about quality at all. So those are the things that we're going to talk about in the next few slides. Okay, so first let's talk about let's talk about what is style, right? So we talked about the fashion personality types, and the goal is, the term is stylist for a reason, right? The goal is to establish your client's individual style, right? Whether they think that they had great style coming into it, or if they needed help and they were all over the place, and you're going to help solidify their style, right? But there's really something special that we're going to do for our clients that is going to set them apart from other people and make them unique, right? That's what style does. And really the word style just means a fashionable way of dressing. And of course, there's style across the spectrum, right? And we saw that with the fashion personality type. So we will be helping establish and define, right? Again, using our lexicon, establish and define your client's style, and then fitting pieces to go into their style. And remember, when we talked about fashion personality types, nobody is one type 24/7, right? And so we will be, again, assisting our clients with making their selections based on what type that they need that niche filled with, right? So, some of your clients may only need business attire. They may only come to you for special occasions or going out or after 5. The world we are in now, right, has changed drastically. So a lot of people are redefining their business style, right? So I am a dress wearer. I love dresses. I love a shirt dress. I love a maxi dress. I love a sheath. I love a cap sleeve. I love dresses. But in all honesty, in this environment, you don't see my whole dress. So I don't necessarily want to put a dress on to record a video, right? So I've had to I haven't had to step my blouse game up. My blouse game was good, but I've actually gotten into more sweater. Well, that's not true necessarily either. I've been pairing things differently. That's what I'll say. I redefined how I've been putting my outfits together, right? So I really was a dress and a blazer type wearer, and I had a good selection of blouses and a good selection of sweaters, and now I'm actually pairing sweaters and blouses together, which is not something I normally would have done pre-pandemic. But since you're only really seeing my top, I want to maximize the use of the things that I have in my closet. I bought some things too, but I've also been maximizing the things that are already in my closet. So these are some of the components that we have to think about, right? And experts, which you are going to be, really consider, individuals who have great style, as people who wear things that are current and smart and that are their personality. So, right. So you don't see me in this video. But you've seen me in others, right? You've seen me in announcements and beginning of the module videos, and you could probably define my style, right? You probably could look at my fashion personality. You could probably give me one of my fashion personality types. So you can't get it all because I'm giving you a curated version of me, right? But you could probably determine my style, but based on what I've seen, right? So, again, your goal is to curate your clients' selections so that it fits their fashion personality types. And in many ways, it's timeless. Now, do we want to have some trendy things? Yes. But, styles do come and go, but with every personality type, there are some basics. And we saw those basics when we went to that chapter on fashion personality type. So like turtleneck sweaters and, a good t-shirt, a good basic white tee or a beater or a tank top, right? So there are some staples. Denim was across the board. Everybody had some kind of denim. So again, cultivating and curating things for your clients that are staples, that have some longevity, and then you're just going to help them, or you'll be the person that will be adding those kind of fun and special touches to their wardrobes, right? So, really stylish people, they stand out and they make great first impressions, right? Or they're often like, you look to people like, man, that's cute that she has on. Man, that's cute that she has on. Man, that's cute that she has on, right? And then you want to know where she got it from. That's your job. You're the stylist, to have those pieces curated, and get those styles for them, right? So when we move on to fit, right? Individuals who dress for their body type really rarely have fashion faux pas. So they know what fits based on their body type. And they make smart selections, right? I am a tall, I told you I'm a rectangle, right? I'm not curvy. I'm not a curvy girl at all. I'm straight up and down. But my things fit me very well. And as a tall girl, I have sizing challenges, right? So I have to get things altered often. So I buy pants that are long. I like pants that are too long, which sounds weird because I have a 35.5-inch inseam, but I want to put a shoe on, right? I want to put a heel on. I need a little bit longer, but I am not above getting, especially blazers more than anything else because I have long arms as well. Buying a blazer in a tall fit for the longer arm, but then the sizing other places are out of proportion. So getting those alterations done. So fit is also really, really important for you to help your clients with. And oftentimes people just buy things off the rack, and tailoring is your best friend, right? To make something that is relatively inexpensive look expensive is all about the fit. So if you can make something inexpensive and get it tailored, which is going to a little bit of a cost, but make it look expensive and make it have a better life because your client loves it and it fits them well, you are helping them making smart decisions. Okay. And then we've talked about color. We talked about color. Previously, we're going to dive a little bit into color. We'll talk about, how certain colors, how certain colors are defined, you know, the feelings that they invoke, which we didn't talk about. We talked about color selection. And then we'll talk about complementary, monochromatic, and contrasting colors as well. Okay. So let's stop here and move on to the next slide. Okay. So in our conversation with fit, one of the things that we also have to help our clients with is the foundation, right? The foundation of everything is good undergarment. So I put a good bra in here, but it may be a good bra and a good shaper, right? So depending again on body type, comfortability of your client, right? Their figure, their shape. So we have to also help our clients with foundation. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to go out and buy bras for your clients. However, when you are doing fittings with your client or you're measuring your client, you should make sure they have on what they feel is their best fitting bra. And there's a whole class, there are workshops you can go to on bra fit. I don't want you to fit a bra for your client, but I want you to be able to assist your client getting a well-fitting bra. So of course, going into Victoria's Secrets because they actually fit bras there, and Nordstrom's because they actually will fit you for a bra there. I mean, getting a well-fitting bra, there's nothing better you can do than getting a well-fitting bra. And again, in that conversation with body type, remember I said that could be an uncomfortable conversation. We also have to talk to our clients about what kind of foundational garments they're comfortable with, right? So do they just wear everyday basic bra? Do they have a convertible bra in their closet? Do they have a backless bra if they need it, right? Because not everybody needs a backless bra. Some people can roll without it or foundational taping. But in everyone's closet, they should have an everyday basic bra. They should have a black or nude bra, and I'm putting brown in there too because I'm a brown skin girl. So my neutral color bra is brown. So a black, nude, neutral color, skin tone color brown, and a convertible bra as well. And a convertible bra, if you don't know, is a bra that has, if you look at the straps here, you can undo these straps so this bra can be strapless, or you can crisscross the straps in the back so they can be crisscrossed, or you can do one shoulder across the back so it can be one shoulder. So a convertible bra, these are the foundations that your clients should have. So again, you have to have those conversations with them on what they're comfortable with, if they also are comfortable wearing a shaper, and maybe which garments they need to wear a shaper with. Okay. So we're almost at, I never like these videos to be more than 15 minutes. I'm going to stop here and then we're going to pick up We're going to pick up next with our good friend, styling rules.